All right. So tell me, what is it that you'd like to work through?
Well, I think there's a question that my friends always ask me, and they always ask, Franklin, what are you scared of? And or like, what kind of fears do you have? And I don't think like anything has come up, and I don't know if there's like a way that I can like, I don't know, discover that or find a way to like almost prepare for any like bad occasions that might occur. Because I feel like my resiliency has been pretty good to a lot of like bad events, and I just don't want to get caught at one point and just get handicapped because I hadn't seen it coming. But
How do you feel in the moment?
um, I think
Not just now, but just day to day. How do you feel?
I would say I'm pretty like optimistic. I don't like people seem to worry a lot and like are really anxious about like little things, but I find that I'm very like forgive and forget type of person. I don't let the little things kind of bog me down because I feel like it's just too much effort to put too much emotion into just random things, and so I think I'm very like pragmatic when it comes to like my decisions and how I act and how I respond to many things. I mean, on occasion, of course, I mean, I'm human, so that's not always the case. But I think amongst my peers, I think I happen to do things less emotionally than most.
Okay. Um, what what feeling do you normally feel?
Uh, I mean,
Or do you allow yourself to feel?
I think maybe that like is something I don't do. I mean, like I'm pretty. I would say I'm pretty neutral, uh, but the feelings that I have the most is always just like like laughter. Like I don't know if that's a feeling that you would consider, but I'm always finding ways to find like the funny things and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Um, what is a but so tell me, what is it that you like to work through then? Because if you feel good, then
I think working through. I think something that I would want to work through is finding a way to kind of like be able to better understand people's perspectives and emotions. Because I think personally for me, like when I try to, or generally speaking, I drive emotions out of my decisions, and sometimes I don't uh, see that in other people. So like when somebody's like, "Hey, I got an F on my, or I got a B on my math homework," right? I say, "Okay, so like, what's the deal?" And I mean, I guess my response is different from other people, and because I'm an anomaly, I think it's my duty to kind of like be able to understand what other people are feeling, even though I don't feel it.
hmm. I mean, I feel like most important is how you are feeling. As
Right.
long as you honor yourself and you feel good within yourself, um, that's gonna inevitably help other people.
Sure. But I think it's I want to be able to sympathize with somebody because I think it's disrespectful for me to consistently say, "Hey, this is the way you do it. This is the way you do it," rather than being able to say, "Hey, I know what you're feeling."
Okay. Give me an example.
So, so earlier this year, this school year, I had a friend of mine who had like broken up with a boyfriend, and so she was really like struck with pain and whatnot. She was like this for months, and I couldn't figure like what could help her. All she would tell me was like, I'm always at his door begging for like forgiveness or blah 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 blah. And I hear all this, and I mean, all I can say is like, things will get better, but uh, it's hard for me to like kind of understand like why she isn't able to get over that obstacle. And so I think that is a shortcoming of myself that I should try to fix. Being able to see how other people feel so that I can make comments or suggestions that are more suited.
Okay. What are tell me something specific as things that you tell her
So for
as
instance,
she's going through all this
I
emotional
mean,
stuff.
I it's like what I would say personally. I'd say I mean, he's already left you, right? He doesn't want you anymore. So why spend all this time trying to, you know, try to get back with him if he has no reciprocation for you? it seems like it's a waste of time. Your grades are in shambles. There are better things to worry about than a guy who doesn't care for you. And so I think I speak to logic that way. And me removing emotion from it, being how I am, seems almost like ignorant on my part.
What is a situation that actually does bring up the strongest emotion in you?
Um, that's a good question. And I don't know if I like really have many like occasions in which I feel like immensely sad. I think when people say like, "How do you feel?" I think they're trying to poke at like when I feel sad, but I feel like I'm a rather like happy person, and like I'm always finding like the brighter things in things. And so when people are like, "Why are you so joyful? Why are you always laughing?" Blah 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 blah. They think I'm like, a lunatic or something. But I mean, I say the most joy I have is like hanging out with friends, and the most emotion is just the best emotion. The most that I have is just being happy with friends and hanging out and just goofing around.
What's an emotion that you feel when you're by yourself?
Lonely. I don't know if that's an emotion, but
Do you feel lonely?
at the moment,
No, when you're by yourself.
oh yeah, of course, yeah. Because I mean, I'm always thinking like, oh, I could be spending time with friends, but friends are always busy, or they're doing this or that, or logistically, I can't meet with them. So yeah, I mean, that is a feeling that I do have.
So yeah, that's an example of a feeling.
Okay.
And so can you tell me more of what situations bring up the strongest types of these feelings?
Like loneliness? Well,
Or it could be another feeling.
uh, I think I think the saddest feelings I have is when I'm actually physically alone, because then I begin to ponder, oh, what can I be doing now? Why am I wasting my time doing this? But then I guess the best feelings I have, like the happiest feelings I have, is just spending time with friends and just goofing off, and just being able to be yourself and just hanging out with other people, and being able to like shoot comments back and forth with each
Yeah.
other.
So when you're alone, tell me more specifically what thoughts are you thinking, and also what feelings are you feeling?
Well, I guess in high school, like my senior year, there's something like, so throughout all of high school, I had this friend group that was really, really close together. But after college admissions came out and everybody started like breaking up into their schools, I felt kind of left out. And second semester senior year, I basically got caught in the middle, and I wasn't neither here nor there. And so I was like, I guess, a lone wolf. And so that sense of not being a part of something was really, really hard. And it became difficult, but I knew that just time would fix it, and eventually it did. And I met people that I really liked, and because of that experience, I've come to realize that even though I may be lonely and feel not so great at the moment, that there's still a light at the end of the tunnel, and I shouldn't worry. And my logical mindset reminds me of that, and I think, okay, I'm okay.
Are you more of a thinker or a feeler?
Thinker,
Like, give me the percentage.
like 80-20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to feel comfortable in just feeling.
Okay.
And then something that you can tell yourself as you are feeling is that feeling is healing. It connects you to love. So it's safe to feel, and it begins the healing process, and you will actually understand a lot of greater truths. Okay. So even as you feel the feeling of loneliness, I think the mind will, okay, let's fix it. Let's resolve it, right? Be okay with just feeling the loneliness, because you'll begin to heal it, and you'll know what it's truly about. Because the loneliness is just a surface, surface that's at the surface. There's a story behind it. There's some roots to it.
Okay.
So allow yourself just to bring up, imagine, what's the worst case scenario for you?
Having no friends.
Okay, having no friends, like your worst fear, having no friends, and tell me more.
I don't know, being poor and living on the side of the road.
Okay, so imagine, is that your greatest fear?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could say that.
Okay, so if your greatest fear were to come true, what feeling would it bring up in you? And let's just explore the feeling.
I mean, I probably would feel pretty defeated, and I feel like I might have like wasted time because I spent more or less like the last, I mean, my whole, basically up until now, I've been spending my whole life on like education, this and that, and this and that, doing extracurriculars, doing what have you. And all of that was meant to build up to, you know, achieving a professional career or something like that. And to find myself at the end road, finding out that like, oh shit, I'm a homeless man. That's just, in my opinion, just a
That would
waste.
be the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So as we explore these feelings, I want you to also know that these feelings are never true, but they must be uncovered, identified, and then understood.
Okay.
So let's explore this feeling. I don't know, it sounds like if you had no friends, if you were homeless on the street, it would make you feel, you said, a waste of time, but also it could give a sense of failure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I agree.
And if let's explore the feeling. Once again, the feeling is not true, but you got to identify it so it no longer controls you on a subconscious level.
Right.
Yeah. So if you were to fail at everything that you ever aspire to in the worst way possible, how would that make you feel about yourself?
I feel like, I don't know, waste of space. I don't know. I mean,
Almost like worthless then.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No value. Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, I'm like a obstacle to society.
Okay. Okay. So this scenario and problems in your lives, they are bringing up feelings in you that existed before the problem ever happened. The feeling is not true, once again. But so that feeling is failure and worthlessness. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you and teach you an emotional toolkit that help you work through all of this. And they call it FSA: feel, separate, and act. So what feel means is that the captain to your ship is the act of feeling. So thoughts and actions don't have a true foundation or direction unless you have that captain, which is the act of feeling. And that feeling means when you act to feel, you connect to love. So feeling is healing. S is separate. Okay? What belongs to you and what belongs to other people. I'm gonna just say that for now. Now I'm gonna explore something. It's gonna make sense a little bit later.